Hello. I'd like to give you an example of how Hollywood uses lunar mansions in astrology, which is the moon, in scenes in movies and TV shows and commercials and that kind of thing, in order to have an effect on their audience. This is something that's been used since time began. It was used in ancient times, before Babylon. It was used in pictures and plays, and also religions have used it in their icons, also in theater. So it's been used all along. It's used in movies, commercials, television shows, advertising. And if you understand these things, you can recognize it, and you can also use it to your own advantage. Now, some of them have good effects, and some of them have bad effects. We're going to talk about one of the ones today that has a good effect. And we're going to first talk about how it's from a scene in the Addams Family, the movie, The Addams Family from 1991 with Angelica Houston, that movie. In that scene, we have Gomez Addams is trying to protect Morticia Addams from the sun that is streaming in through the window. When she's getting up in the morning, she's still resting in bed. She has a flower pot next to her, and that flower kind of shrinks at the sight of the sun, and Morticia doesn't like it. Gomez Addams says, "En garde, Monsieur Soleil," and he uses his sword to close the blinds so that Morticia doesn't have that sunlight in her eyes. And he closes the blinds. Morticia is lying there with her hand, raising her hand above her head. She's lying in bed and she's reclining. Her hand is raised above her head like this. That's a lunar mansion. That is a specific image that's been used for a very long time for lunar mansions. It's very ancient. It's something that I recognized immediately when I saw it. This lunar mansion, this is when you have something that is to be profitable. It's going to make people wealthy. It's going to bring all good things to you. And it's very profitable and successful for enchanters and chemists and pharmacists and sailors and huntsmen and sportsmen and trappers and poachers to use these. It'll get them a good hunt, and it'll make what they're trying to accomplish successful and fruitful. And these depictions or symbols are of a richly dressed lady reclining in a very valuable or expensive chair. So she was in an expensive bed with an expensive headboard. Morticia was, and she's always dressed in a very rich, luxurious way. And even though she's not in a chair, she's still lying in her bed, okay? And in this, in the traditional mansion, she's in a chair with her right arm casually above her head, okay? And this causes anyone viewing it to become joyful, happy, wealthy, rich, acquiring all that one desires and every good thing. And this comes from the rainy ones, the lunar mansion called the rainy ones, or the stars that are those of people that reign, or the Pleiades in the constellation of Taurus the bull with lunar angel Amixiel that you ask to help you and make you wealthy or make you have a successful hunt, or Lord Annuncia. Okay, Lord Annuncia or Angel Amixiel. These are from ancient Arabic sources, all right? Now, understand that sometimes they have a person, they don't do it exactly sometimes. They have like variations on a theme. So in this one, instead of having her in a luxurious chair, they have her lying in a bed, a luxurious bed. And she's still luxuriously dressed. Even if it's kind of gothic, it's still luxury. And it might be their left hand instead of the right hand, but it's still the lunar mansion. And sometimes it works better to use variations on a theme because people won't recognize it as an icon or something that they see at their church. So if you use it in a different way, it'll work even better sometimes. So what does it do? It makes those viewing it wealthy and happy and able to have a successful hunt, and it makes the people making the movie wealthy and making their making of the movie and their audience a very successful venture where they can make a profit, and the people that are in the movie can be happy and wealthy, and everybody making the movie can be happy and healthy, and everybody watching the movie can be happy and healthy. And what does it do? It works. That was a very good movie. All right? Now, some of the lunar mansions are for negative things, and those are used all the time. It's used on the news. It's used in TV shows. It's used in commercials. It's used for advertising. And sometimes they use the negative ones if it's like sometimes they want to do something negative to a population and they use it. And we're going to get into those in the future, but I want to let you know it can work for good or evil. But people don't worship or respect any sovereign, God or king or God king or queen, or God, king or goddess queen, that does not have the ability to do good and evil. Because the Lord of the Old Testament does good and evil, does he not? He does. There are very many passages where he destroys entire races, destroys entire villages because they have a different religion and are of a different race. And that's there for everyone to see in Genesis and 2 Kings and 1 Samuel. It's all throughout the Bible. So understand that the power and the ability to do good and evil, to give life and death, wealth and poverty, creation and destruction are something that makes one an object of worship. And there's even a lunar mansion that will make you an object of worship or make you the worshipful master. Nevertheless, I'll give you that in the future, so stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date.